One of the most common things that I hear from horse riders is that rider fitness is overwhelming. They don't know where to start, what exercises to do, whether those exercises would be effective for their particular situation. And you're really worried about making things worse. All of that is completely understandable because rider fitness has been made complicated. But I'm hoping that just by watching these videos and going through this challenge, that you realize it doesn't have to be that way. I'm going to show you one of the most common things that I see with people's seat, and that is the anterior pelvic tilt and not having enough mobility through the pelvis to absorb the movement of the horse. So we're going to come into our tabletop position again, like we did with those bird dogs. And this time what we're going to be doing is practice mobilizing the pelvis so that we can find all of those positions that we need. So the first is that we're going to find a neutral position, and then we're going to come and extend into a cow position. So in this cow pose, we're going to think about our chest extending forward, as opposed to it really just arching the back. So if I come to this neutral position again, if I just extend my chest forward and get that stretch through my core, naturally my pelvis starts to come into the anterior position. And then what we're going to do is start to tuck the pelvis under gradually and mobilize the spine and get that nice cat stretch. And then we're going to hold it, release, and again, think about drawing that chest forward, coming into our cow position, and then again, tucking the pelvis under into a posterior position, arching through the spine, pushing up through the shoulders, and holding that, then releasing and thinking about drawing the chest forwards first, and then coming into the pelvis. Another variation that you can do is by finding this just on your tiptoes. So if you were to come into a kneeling position, here I've got neutral pelvis. If I wanted to arch my back, you can see I've gone into anterior tilt. And if I wanted to come into a posterior tilt, also arch my back there. So a couple of different variations for you to start mobilizing through the hips and the pelvis in order to be able to move with your horse, not against your horse. And that, of course, is going to have an amazing effect on the harmony and the look when you're riding. Join us in the next video where we're going to be looking at rider symmetry and why some riders end up collapsed to the waist, leaning to one side and putting all of that weight onto one side of the horse and onto their seat bones. And that has a real consequential negative impact on their horse.